I guess for two of you, I was interested in what indices you used for the subpolar gyre strengthening and weakening, and for your relationships with, I think both of you used the same, or I'm curious, do you use different indices for the subpolar gyre strength to link it with productivity in biology?
So from the observations, we used the Hannikin and Ryan index based on the sea surface height, but since I was using a model, I had this barotropic stream function as well, so I compared both of them. You can also use the heat content, but what we do is we do point correlations between all of these three indices and the salinity in the Nordic seas. So from observations, we know that it should be, the connection is positive. If the gyre is weak, you have more saline water going into the Nordic seas. So based on these three indices, which one gives you the correct teleconnections, you choose that one, but it is the Hannikin and Ryan index which captures the variability in the strength as well as the shape of the gyre. So I had all three from the model, but I used the Hannikin and Ryan from the sea surface height.
Yeah, so I didn't actually show that result, but I also looked at subpolar gyre strengthening, but I used a very simple method where I just looked at the subsurface density in the subpolar gyre center, just the notion that you have doming of these isopycnals, and then look at the temporal change of density, and then compare that to the freshening, the anomalies in salinity, and see how these affect.
On? Yeah. Hi, Andy Visser from DTU Denmark. Something for all you guys, right? And we've touched on it before. You know, if you want to understand any patterns, and especially in the North Atlantic, you really have to understand top-down control, and you've touched on it, but do you guys have any comment on how top-down control sort of like permeates and makes the patterns that you sort of recognize or you see in your data, for instance, in the North Atlantic?
Yeah, so in terms of chlorophyll and primary productivity, yeah, that's a good point that where I didn't actually looked into yet how that actually, because what I done so now is just have this hypothesis and look at these trends, and of course if you see one connection, there are thousands of ways that it's not the reason. There are other reasons, and one is the top down control, so that's something I want to look into in the future.